Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie, and let's get started. For DIY number 1, I'm going to begin with these two Dollar Tree Haunted House plaques. This is the normal one, but I'm using the two large ones. These were brand new last year, and I sure hope they bring them back this year because they are pretty fantastic. Here's a SKU if you're interested. So now I'm going to take two of these MDF decor pieces of wood that the Dollar Tree has. Here's a SKU, and I'm going to remove all this plastic, and these fit the haunted house perfectly. When I say perfectly, I mean look at this, pretty perfect. Look at that, both sides. And these were gifted to me by my sweet friend Diane. If you saw my video last week, you know. So I'm going to use two of these, and I'm going to use my super glue wood glue to adhere these onto the haunted house plaques. Now these MDF pieces of wood, they're pretty heavy, so I want to go heavy with my wood glue. I don't want anything falling apart on me. I'm just going to line them up perfectly. I'm not going to use any hot glue for this because I really want a good strong hold. So I'm using a generous amount of the wood glue, and this will do a great job. So now once I get that in line, remove any excess glue with baby wipe. And I'm going to add some more glue to the tops. And then I'm going to add the other haunted house plaque on top. And make sure to get it good and level and perfect on there. So now I'm going to set this aside, allow this to dry naturally. Now I'm going to take some tumbling tower blocks, and I'm going to make a roof for this house. I'm not going to cover the whole perimeter of this house because I have something else in mind for this haunted house. So here I'm just taking some of the wood glue, and I'm going to place it in between the two planks. And yes, this fits perfectly on there. One of these tumbling tower blocks, look at that. So now I'm going to take a few of my heavy paint bottles, containers to help keep everything down because I am moving the little roof part. So I'm just going to keep working on the roof. And here I was going to do one by one. And then I thought, wait a minute. Don't work harder, work smarter, woman. So I went ahead and took a few of the tumbling tower blocks and just glued them together to create like a little wall. And then I adhere that to the inside of the roof on both sides. So as you can see here, I'm just doing 3 and then 4. And I think I ended up doing 5. So 6 total because I already had the one. One more. I'm trying to figure out placement. So I needed one more. So I'm going to add that to this. And if you ever use this glue, you know that it sets pretty quickly. So I'm just going to set this aside for a moment. And I'm going to make the other side. So here's the other side, all ready to go. In the meantime, this one's ready now. And I'm going to add some glue to both sides, the top and the bottom of this, I guess, little wall. I want to call it a wall. And I'm just going to place it inside very gently. And look at that. Perfect. I'm going to remove all these bottles and containers. The rest of the glue is pretty much set. So here I'm just going to go ahead and turn this around and do the other side the same way. Add some glue like this, and then on the other side. And then very gently kind of nestle it inside like this. And kind of push it down. And I know I have to work kind of fast because this glue sets pretty quickly. So here I go as far as I can go and allow this to set. But I'm a little impatient, even though this glue adheres pretty quickly. I'm going to use my heat gun to help get it nice and cured quickly, and this works great. So in no time, it's good to go. So look at that. I'm going to show you real quick. Here is one side of the roof, here's the other, and look at that, so cute. So I'm going to go in with Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, paint it all up everywhere, inside, outside, top, bottom, everything, underneath, all of it. So now I'm going to take the Waverly chalk paint in the color elephant, and using my chunky chippy brush, I'm going to do a nice distressing on it because it is a haunted house and it's got to look distressed. It's got to look a little decrepit and a little old and what have you. So look at that, just like that. So now when I did my cat resin projects, I had extra resin. So I went ahead and used it up and filled up these molds. These are just windows and doors. And I had no clue this would fit here. Look how amazing it fits. Fits almost perfectly. Oh my goodness. And so now these here are 2 little shutters. I only had 2, so I'm just going to put 1 on each side of these 2 windows in a diagonal broken kind of way. And then here's one more. Pull this one off, and this one fits this bottom window. Now I didn't have any more, so for the other 2 I went ahead and got some craft sticks. These are from the Dollar Tree. These are the biggest ones the Dollar Tree has are these. If you want anything bigger, you have to go to Walmart or Amazon, but these are pretty good size. So I'm just going to snip off the rounded ends with my EMT shears, and then I'm going to cut them in half because these will be the old boards to board up my windows. So I'm going to cut enough to do the back windows on the back side of the house, and then this window here for the doorway. I have another idea, but for now I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in the color elephant, paint these up, and then I did do a door. These are the doors that I use for my gingerbread houses, but I felt like this shape was pretty cute for a haunted house, so I just went ahead and painted it up with the same color. And I'm just going to adhere with some hot glue and place it on there. Now here I'm going to flip this over and add all these boarded window pieces just like that, and that's how that's going to look. Now flip it back over, and now I'm going to take some of this Dragonfly glaze from Folk Art, and it's a color changing glaze. And I'm just going to take my small paintbrush and just paint around the edge of this door and the 2 boards on the front, just to kind of make everything go together with the other pieces that are on the windows. They're kind of like the same color scheme. It's kind of like a thin glitter, but it's on a glaze. Okay, so now here I have one more piece that I had poured into a mold. It's a little bit too large for this haunted house for the top of it. So I'm going to take my scissors and go ahead and snip off the sides. This is still pliable enough that I can snip it off. And so this will work out perfectly for that hole on the top. And so I'm just going to add a dab of glue and place that on top of my haunted house. And my haunted house is complete, and I think it's adorable. And this is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 2, we're going to make some potion bottles. I'm going to repurpose these 3 bottles. They're from the Dollar Tree. 2 of them are sanitizer bottles, and the other one is like a liquid soap. So I'm going to remove all the packaging, all the labels, and I'm going to use some of this Goo Gone to remove any stickiness. Now I'm going to go ahead and open them up, and I'm going to begin by pouring some water. I'm going to do about half on each of these in this manner. You see I spilled it everywhere. Sometimes it just happens. Now once I get them as full as I think I need, I can always add more. I wanted to do some food coloring, so I started off strong with some red, did a couple of drops of red, and then did a drop of green because this bottle is small. I just did one and a half. And then I had no blue, and my yellow was gone. Oh my goodness, what a fail. So instead I'm going to use some of this blue paint. I'm just going to do a tiny little drop. I mean, it wasn't even a full drop. It was like half a drop. So we'll see how that works out. So now here are my mica powders. I used them for my cat project from one of the last videos, and I still had some, so I'm going to go ahead and use these. And I'm going to take the little spoon because I need to pour these in these bottles, and I'm going to do this purplish one that has green and blue in the green bottle, and then I'm going to take this blue one that's got blue, gold, and some other color, I forget. Pour this one in the blue, and then this reddish tone one, it's got red, purple, and I don't know, some other color. And pour that in there. Do a couple scoops because this bottle is pretty large compared to the others. And now I'm going to use some of this isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to fill up the rest of it and just kind of pour it in. Put the cap on nice and tight and shake it up. And now I'll do the same thing for the green bottle. Add my rubbing alcohol inside. Put the cap on, shake it up. Now the camera does not catch how pretty it looks. Maybe it's the bottle, I don't know, but it's really pretty. So now I'm going to do the red one, same way. Fill it all the way up and shake it up. This way you can see a little bit better. Look how pretty. You just gotta shake them up. That's the only thing. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of this black jute twine that I got from the Dollar Tree some time ago, and I'm just going to do a little dab of glue on my little cap, and I'm going to put this around the whole top of my cap. I don't want this white showing at all, so I'm just going to go around this whole piece, and I do this to all three, and then secure the end with a little tiny little just a hint of glue. I don't want it showing. Now for the top of the cap, I'm going to use some black hot glue, and I put some in my detail hot glue gun. Get rid of all the leftover yellow from all my bead DIYs. And I'm just going to place this glue all over the cap. Now if you don't have black hot glue, you can use a crayon and melt it on there. You can use any kind of wax, but I had the black glue stick, so I thought, why not? Just kind of squeeze it on there and make some nice long drips to make it look kind of spooky and old. And then to help melt the drips a little bit more, I'm going to use my heat gun. Now I have to be careful because this bottle is plastic and I can totally melt the bottle as well. I don't want that. But if it's glass, you're good to go. So here I'm just going to create some more drips. Make them as creepy as I want them to look, because these potion bottles, yeah, look at that. And then I go ahead and do this to all three of my bottles. Now I'm going to do a little bit of embellishing. I have these stickers. These are all beautiful. I love these colors. These were the gems, and these look like little seals. Perfect. So now I'm going to take this pack here, and I'm going to use the one that says love. And I feel like this would be perfect for the red one, like a love potion. So I'm place that in the center, press it down, and look how good. Looks good. For this blue one, I'm going to take the pack that's got this blue sticker. Looks like a fleur-de-lis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that's what I'm calling it. So I'll put this one on here. Didn't stick very well, so I'm going to add a little dab of glue, hot glue, and then place it on. It fits perfectly and it holds it just right. Just press it for a minute, allow that to set. Now for the green one, I thought one of these gem ones would be great, and I like this white one. It's like a diamond, and I'm just going to place it in the center, hold it down till it adheres. It does a great job. And then that is it for this set of potion bottles. Here's how the whole grouping looks. Here is the green one. Here is the red one. And here is the blue one, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 3, we're going to make some more potion bottles. This time I'm going to use these bottles that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. These are spray bottles, but I'm not going to use the little spray nozzles, and these bottles are plastic. Now these bottles here are glass, and they're just little vial looking bottles, and they had several sizes of other glass vial bottles with little corks, but they were so tiny, so I skipped those. Now for these, I'm going to use some other paint colors, a silver, a gold. I'm going to use this purple and this fuchsia. And instead of the rubbing alcohol, I'm going to use mineral oil to see how that looks. And I did them exactly the same way as the other DIY. That's why I didn't show you guys. Now these two had some of the gold paint, just different color micapowders. Came out cute. And then these two are with the silver, slightly different. Gotta shake them up. So yeah, this one had the silver as the base color. And then this one had the fuchsia. Gotta shake it up. And then last but not least, the purple one. Here's how this one looks. Just gotta shake it up to make it look cute. Kind of has like a lava lamp kind of effect, I guess, because it's oil and water. Oh, and on the spray bottles that I got from the Dollar Tree, these here, I had these little silicone stoppers, so that's what's on top of those. So now I'm going to go in with some of these ribbons just to make it look cute. So I'm going to take a piece of this white sheer ribbon from the Dollar Tree, kind of crisscross it in the front, give it like a little collar in the back, kind of make it look a little fancy schmancy. And then holding up the tails, adding a dab of glue on the bottle and letting the tails fall down. Using my silicone spatula, press it down, hold it, because this is sheer ribbon and it can burn for sure. So I'm gonna allow that to set for a second. Now I'm gonna look for some seals. I think these are so cute. I think I'm gonna use this one here, and I'm gonna have to use a little bit of hot glue because these don't stick very well. So a little dab of hot glue and place it in the center. Hold it down. Use my silicone spatula because this is hot. And here I have a little extra glue that came out, but I just went ahead and pulled it off. And look, it's so cute. So now I'm going to snip off some of the tails just to make it look a little bit more cohesive and remove any excess glue that did seep out. Now I'm going to take my heat gun to help melt some of that glue. And now it looks cute. And I did that to the second one. Now for the smaller bottles, the glass bottles, I'm just going to take some of the black sheer ribbon and I'm just going to tie a good tie on the very top, not a bow, just a couple knots to make a tie like this and allow those to just go where they want to go. Snip off any excess, of course, and just let it do what it wants to do. Now I had these gem looking vase filler from the Dollar Tree, and I thought these would look cute on top of these bottles, these plastic bottles that had the stoppers in them. So I'm going to add some hot glue inside the stoppers and press these gems inside, and that just took it over the top. Oh my goodness, it came out so cute. It looks so good. I just love how these came out. And here's how they look, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 4, I'm going to do a resin project. So I'm going to repurpose an Amazon package envelope and some of these cups from my grandson's fruit cocktail. And I'm going to take some of this resin, this epoxy, and add an equal amount inside of each of these cups because I'm going to do 3 different colors of resin. So here's a third one. And yes, I'll be using gloves in a little bit. I always have a hard time opening these little packages with my gloves on. So I'm going to use these little mica powders. And like I said, these little packages are a little bit difficult for me to open. So I just have to use my fingernails, and I can't do that with gloves. So here I go, adding my colors. This is a blue color that's mixed with a couple other colors. And then this is a reddish color mixed with other colors as well. I always have a hard time opening these things. And then last but not least, I have this purplish color and place it in my cup like this. And now I can put my gloves on. So I'm just going to take some gloves and place them on my hands. And I'm also going to use some craft sticks for mixing. So here I'm mixing up the purple one. It's kind of bluish purple. Really, really pretty. And then this blue one. It's got blue, gold, and I think green in it. And then this one here, it's got different colors. I'll show them to you right here. Now here I'm just trying really hard to mix it very well. I don't want to have any issues. So now here I'm going to use the hardener. And I'm just going to pour it in here and do one color at a time. So here is the hardener. I'm going to do the purple color. Get all the goodness out of my cup. And again, do a good mix, especially when you mix these two, the epoxy, the resin, and then the hardener. You got to make sure to mix it very, very well. The more mixing, the better. You cannot overmix. So now I have these silicone molds with these perfume bottles, or you can be potion bottles. They're going to be potion bottles for me. And I'm going to pour in some of this blue on this large one and this medium-sized one. Get a nice good pour. And it's pretty much self-leveling. It's the same method as the resin from the Dollar Tree. So if you happen to find the Dollar Tree resin, it's the same way. So now I had these other little kind of like molds, but I'm going to clip them with some of these craft clips because they tend to leak. And so I'm just going to make sure there's not going to leak. And I'm going to pour in these molds like this. And I will set these aside so they will dry and cure. I did allow them to set for a good day overnight, especially these 3D bottles. They're pretty thick in there. So I'm just going to put this on the side. You won't see it for a minute, but they're on the side where they won't spill over. Now here's another bottle, another 3D bottle, and pour some more. And I did the same method with all three of my mica powder colors for about 6 of the bottles, the 3D bottles, and then filled up these silicone molds that are on the table until they look like this. Look at this. This is a lot. Now here they've been setting out for a little bit. These are pretty much done, but I'm going to wait for these to finish setting inside. So I'm just going to remove all the clamps. I'm safe to do that at this point. And I'm just going to place them in this Dollar Tree tray. That way I can set it aside until the 3D bottles are ready to be unmolded. So here it is the next day. Here are all my pieces. I'm going to take them out of the tray. And at this point, I'm going to proceed with caution just because I don't know what to expect here. But look, oh my goodness, they came out so good. Look how cute they are. Oh my goodness. They are so good. These are the flat ones. They're nice and sturdy, and shiny and smooth. This one was a little bit stuck, but came right out. Now for the 3D ones, these are the ones I was nervous about. Look how cute. Oh my goodness. These are fantastic. So magical, so pretty. I love these. These are so good. Now with any kind of resin project, you want to kind of clean them up with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, just in case there's any residue or anything. You don't want to burn your fingers. Now here you could tell that the molds did leak a little bit, but it's not too bad. I was able to remove the majority of it with just some scissors. It just snipped right off. These aren't completely set. They are still pliable. So this was an easy thing to do. Now, once I allow these to set for a while, you won't be able to do this. So when you take them out, that's the best time to do it. Look how cute. Now here is the rubbing alcohol. I need to really clean this up. One did feel a little sticky, so I want to make sure to remove any residue. I definitely don't want to burn my fingers with chemicals for sure. So at this point, I think maybe gloves would have been better to use, but I don't know. I felt confident it was going to be fine. Yeah, this red one here had a little bit of stickiness to it, but the rest of them came out fantastic. Now again, I did have some leftover resin, so I didn't want to throw it away. So instead, I took these 2 wood pieces from the Dollar Tree. They're coasters, and I painted them with some of the chalk paint in the color elephant, and I poured my resin. I didn't show it, but here it is, nice and set. And I'm going to go in with the Waverly chalk paint and the color ink and do a distressing on it, because this is going to go with my haunted house. It's going to be like a little paver in the front. I don't know, you'll see it. You'll see it in the final reveal. But for now, this is what it looks like. Now for DIY number 5, I'm going to use one of these wooden trucks from the Dollar Tree that my sweet friend Diane gifted me. Remove the tag, and I'm going to take some craft sticks, just 2 of the regular craft sticks from the Dollar Tree, well, the larger ones, and I'm going to snip off the ends like I did for my boards for my windows for my haunted house. And then these, I'm going to add some glue, and I'm going to give this truck a center, a base, because this truck will be holding and transporting all of my resin potion bottles. Well, the flat ones anyway. I'll be transporting them. So you gotta have a base. Gotta have something for them to sit on. So I'm just going to adhere with some hot glue, place that on through the sides or the middle, and then do a second one just to make sure it's nice and strong. Kind of reinforce it like this, and then add another little dab of glue on the other side. I don't want anything slipping. So once I get that done, and this sets pretty quickly because it's hot glue, now I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, paint it up completely like this, and now going with my Waverly chalk paint in the color elephant and my Chucky chippy brush, and I will do a distressing again. This will match my haunted house, same color scheme, and just go through the whole thing and give it a nice distressing like this. Then I'm going to take a few of these wooden jack-o'-lanterns that came in a pack of wooden pieces from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the same Dragonfly glaze, but first I painted them black with a little bit of black paint. So as you can see here, they're ready to go. Cute. Now I'm going to add a couple of these small jack-o'-lanterns, one in the front and one at the back of these cars. It fits perfectly, and I think that would look kind of cute for Halloween. So this one here, and then one on the back, same way, just a couple dabs of hot glue. Could have used the wood glue, but I was kind of like, let me get this done. So there's the other one. Now I'm ready for my resin potion bottles, and I'm going to add these larger ones kind of coming out on the top like this, and then some of the mid-sized ones, and then a couple of the tiny ones because there's 3 sizes like this, and then the jack-o'-lantern, I'm going to stick it in the center of the wagon part of the truck, and I'm just going to add a dab of glue and place it in there in the center like that. And then the rest of these, you will see them at the final reveal, and I do add some of these little beads on top of the 3D bottles just to make it look a little extra. And now I'm going to embellish these bottles with some of these sheer ribbons from the Dollar Tree. No bows or anything, just kind of tie them on there just to give them a little frou-frou. And then I do add a cute Halloween sticker to the truck that I needed something. But for now, here's how it looks. If you're on Instagram, I invite you to come follow me on there. Here is my QR code. You can scan it with your phone, and I post on there Monday through Fridays, as well as TikTok. Here's my QR code for there, Monday through Fridays, as well as Facebook, Monday through Fridays, and Pinterest as well. Here's my QR code for there, and then here is my link for Threads, Monday through Fridays also. Here's my Hometalk QR code. I post on there twice a month. I do have a crafting group on Facebook. I invite you to come join us there. And now we're at the final reveal. Let me know what you think and which one is your favorite one. I'd like to take a moment and say thank you for taking time out of your busy day to watch my video. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this Juneoween series for June this year. A little different, but I had fun. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It will help my channel to grow. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. And to my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong. And have a great day. Bye-bye.